Welcome to the Hijack Switchaboo podcast. This is your host, Nathan Rudge, and my co-host, Jake Mounsey.
Yeah, look, 3 in a row.
Like I said, it's our podcast.
Yeah, it really is at this point. Yeah, it really is.
I mean, at this rate, I think you might have been on more podcasts than Alex, if you don't count the monthly ones.
Wow, really? Okay. Nice.
Because you've been on one with the both of us.
Yeah, that was episode 6, I believe.
Yeah, hang on, let me just double check.
It was either 5 or 6.
Let me check how many episodes
it was
we
a
actually
while
have
ago,
out at the moment. So we have 8 episodes out.
Okay,
this is episode 9.
Yeah, it was 5, 7, and 8 I was in. No.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes.
Me no good at numbers.
I reckon you were in 5, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
So this is 4, and Alex has been in 6. So yeah, not too bad. Not too far off of it.
Me no good at numbers.
Yeah. We do numbers good.
Yeah.
So, Jake, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a whole bunch of different things. I'll get the boring one out of the way first. I've actually had a lot of time to actually sit down and play World of Warcraft recently. So yeah, there's that. I won't bore people with it. I'll just say I finally leveled through Hunter through the latest expansion, the 3rd character I have at max, and now I'm moving on to Blood Death Knight. And I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Was it it was about 30 characters on there?
Yes. I am what the community calls an altaholic. I love having alternate characters to play as. Because I am crazy.
Just a little bit crazy.
But, yeah.
And you level each one to max, don't you?
Yes, I at least try to. It was hard last expansion because, BFA sucked the big one. And, this one, the content is just kind of releasing very, very slowly. So, we're starting to feel the drought. But, anyway. Anyway, so, moving on from, that. Because I don't think a Nintendo podcast would like to hear about Warcraft. A game I actually, really got into, surprisingly, was Star Renegades. It was the game that I did my first Joy Play on the
That was a
YouTube.
roguelite, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the roguelite RPG that I played. I've put in about 16 hours into that.
Nice.
It's pretty good. There are some things that bug me about it, but it's a pretty good game. I really like the main gimmick of the combat system where you have to you have a bar at the top of the screen which determines who goes in what order.
Yeah.
And certain attacks can push enemies' attacks further along the timeline.
Yes. That's always a neat mechanic to have.
Yeah. To the point where you can push them off the bar and it gets delayed to the next turn. So, that's... Huh. Yeah. So, you can do that to, boss enemies that are, charging up their huge, strong, AoE attack that'll go nuts. Just push them to the next turn and then... defend against it the next turn. Which is,
that's
really good.
Quite neat, actually.
Yeah, it is fun, but one thing that really kind of annoys me is, some starting character parties are just too good to not use every time.
Yeah.
So, it gets really repetitive really quick.
Very quick it would.
By the end of a run, which annoyingly I still haven't finished a full run yet. I've been close many times, but at the start of...
It's always a challenge getting a full run on those kinds of games.
Yeah, at the start of a run, you pick 3 of your mini characters. I've lost count because I don't even have all of them because some of them can only be unlocked by like going through a run and having two characters actually, become lovers and have a kid, Fire Emblem Awakening style.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't had a run go long enough to get to that point, which is really annoying. But yeah, at the start of a run, you get to pick three dudes. The most, like, as I've noticed, the most efficient is like the main tank who like has gauntlets that like have hollow shields.
Oh, that sounds neat.
Yeah, so like her whole thing is just like stopping damage and protecting other people from damage as well. Then you have like the off tank, which is like kind of the main character of the game. She was the character that you were given in the tutorial. She's like a tank damage mix.
Okay.
Yeah, and the main support, which you also get kind of in the tutorial. Like they are the
best ones to have.
They're typically the best ones because yeah, how battles work is all you really need to do is make sure you don't take like health damage. You can take as much shield damage as you want because at the end of fights your shields regenerate.
Yeah.
So
but
like
if you take health, that's a challenge.
Yeah, take health damage. That's bad. That's bad. You can only really heal like depending on your like party layout once every like 3 battles. Unless you can find like a healing kit out in the world and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you do take health damage, it's going to stay there for a while. So like the main support doesn't like none of the support characters actually heal in battle. They just regenerate shields.
Okay.
So yeah. So like the main support guy does like a huge single target like shield regenerate ability.
Which you mostly would do on, your main tank.
Yeah. So that's typically how it goes. And, like, I've also found, like, the strongest character, like, I've been able to recruit at the moment. He does a lot of damage, but none of his attacks are able to push enemies, like, further down the turn timeline.
He's more of just a straight DPS.
Pure damage. So you need to if you bring him in a run, you got to work around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every, I think 2 planets that you move to, you get like an extra character to your party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. With I think the max is 5. Maybe 6. There's enough parties.
I assume you can swap out people as you go as well.
No, actually.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so whatever you pick, you're stuck with until the end of the run.
Interesting.
So, yeah, and like the fact that when you get to choose, you only get to choose one of 2. It makes the choice difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would. It sounds like a really good game that's worth picking up.
Yeah, it's really good. I just have a handful of complaints with it because
gripes.
Runs take too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, with roguelikes, most really well-known roguelikes, a full run will only take an hour max.
Exactly.
My longest run went for 3.5 hours.
Oh, and that is long.
And like I said before, I haven't finished a full run, so I still had a lot to go.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah, that is the biggest downside for it.
Have you been playing much else, or?
Oh yeah, another thing that I've been playing is I wanted to see if Team Sonic Racing was as boring as I remember it was. Guess what? Yes.
It was. Yeah.
it was. It's upsetting. It's kind of upsetting.
Wasn't it rushed out?
I don't know.
Because it was done by the guys who did the Sega All Stars, right?
I think I talked about this last stream when we're talking about Mario Kart 8 being
Yeah.
Because Sumo Digital made the last three Sonic Racing games, which is Sonic All-Stars Racing, All-Stars Racing Transformed, and Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah.
And yeah, Team Sonic Racing is like the lesser of the three. It really feels like. Because like it focuses too much on Sonic, is the thing.
It also came out like right before CTR, didn't it?
It sure did. The memes that came out of that was so good.
It was a
Like,
Battleborn Overwatch experience again.
Yeah,
basically.
kind of. My favorite thing is the picture of, I think it's Yuji Naka. You know, the guy who is responsible for Sonic. He's sitting at a booth staring at CTR at like an event. And like, yeah, and under that is like the Simpsons meme. It's like, man, that's a fine looking kart racer. Why doesn't mine look like that? But like, it's okay. It's okay. It's just like the driving
it's serviceable.
It's serviceable. It's just like the driving feels stiff and kind of slow. It doesn't have like the same sense of speed as Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed did. Which, you know, for a racing game about Sonic the Hedgehog, that's kind of bad. You need speed. Like I'm playing as... Yeah, I typically play as like just full speed comp whenever I play racing games, because it's a racing game. You want to come first. Speed. And because like you can mix and match like car parts to, you know, just customize your stats like all kart racing games seem to do now. And like I have like max speed in like all of my stuff.
Everything.
And even with like the team ultimate mechanic that the game has, where like you basically like boost in speed and just destroy everyone ahead, you still feel like you're going so slow.
It's never good.
Yeah.
So
Also,
you need that speed feeling to like feel satisfied with it, but
like
not too much where you can't control around a track.
Yeah. Like it's fine. It's serviceable. It's just like the single player is like, hey, here's like an event. Like, here's a race. Get first. Yay. And then, like, occasionally you have, like, mini-games like avoid traffic or, like, shoot things. And that goes on for way too long.
You know what we do need a remake of?
What?
Toy Story Racer.
I would actually like a remake of Toy Story Racer.
It has quite a long single player.
Yeah. Thinking about it, it actually, like, Team Sonic Racing's story mode actually does kind of remind me of Toy Story Racers a bit. But like, another thing that annoys me, but it's more of like a personal thing because like I'm just really interested in voice acting and stuff, is just the voice acting's terrible.
Oh.
Like, mainly because, like, they did, like, a recast of pretty much everyone to, like, the Sonic Boom cast. And, like, some of them are fine, but, like, a lot of the characters are just off.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, like, the one that annoys me the most is Rouge. Because, I'm blanking on a name, but they got the woman that voices Aegis from P3, Nanako from Persona 4, and Anne from Fire Emblem Three Houses. No, yeah, wrong. Yeah, that's why I said Anne, not Anne. yeah, Anne from Fire Emblem Three Houses to voice Rouge. And she, like, her voice kind of suits more, like, younger characters and all that. It's more, like, high-pitched, like, yay me. So, like, she has to play, like, so, yeah, she's in this trying to play, like, a very sultry woman, and it just doesn't sound right. It sounds
Yeah.
it just sounds off. But yeah, that's more of a personal niggle for me.
Yeah, especially as, Rouge is meant to be, very adult
Yeah,
sounding.
yeah. Like I hate talking about Rouge's voice because like I'm always thought because like it's supposed to be sultry and all that, and like
Yeah.
whenever I hear sultry and like Sonic in the same thing,
Yeah.
your head kind of connects to things that it doesn't want to connect to.
Yeah.
Thanks, internet.
Moving on.
Oh
Have you
boy.
played anything else in the 3 weeks?
God. Yeah. Last thing that I did is I finished Yakuza 0.
Good finish.
What an amazing game! What
Kill your
an
charm.
amazing game! Like I started my Yakuza. I started playing Yakuza from 7 or Like a Dragon, depending on whatever you want to call it. The latest one. Because
the one that is an RPG which caught
yeah,
your attention
exactly,
completely.
exactly. Because like I've said this many times, if you want to grab my attention when it comes to a video game, have the balls. Yeah, have the balls to change your game into an RPG, and I'll check it out. I did, and I absolutely adore Like a Dragon. So I wanted to go back and play it like the rest of the games. Like I have the entire franchise on Steam now because of 7.
Because of 7, yeah.
It was that good. And yeah, I played Yakuza 0. Like there are some things that being an older Yakuza game, like it didn't do as well as 7, like mainly sub stories just showing up. Like you just kind of walk into them instead of them like being on the map and you can target them whenever you want. And
Yeah.
stuff like that. So like by the time I finished the game, I saw my completion percent, and it said 16% complete. I'm like, wow, I missed a
What?
lot of stuff.
Wow.
I missed a lot of stuff, and like I streamed this as well, so like it was, I think it was 8 or 9 streams, which went for like 3 to 4 hours. So like I put in the time. I
Yeah.
played the game like crazy. 16% completion. There is so much to do in that game. It's crazy. There's so much to do
that
in
is
just
legitimate
Kamurocho
crazy.
alone. Yeah, but oh my god. Oh, that game is nuts. Know what else is nuts? Goro Majima. Getting to play as Majima
and
is
sharing
amazing.
your birthday with him.
Yeah, I found it. Yeah, like as someone who recently got into Yakuza, like, boy, you have no idea how excited I was when I found out the other day that Majima shares the same birthday as me. Oh god, that was the thing. But yeah, Majima is so fun to play. Like mainly because like Kiryu, like his play style is like very straightforward.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like he starts off with, just hit dudes. And then, like, he has the rush style, which is like hit dudes weaker but faster. Then you got beast style, which, in my opinion, is the most interesting of his. But, like, it's still, in the end, just hit dudes, but with
dudes.
park benches. But, like, Majima...
fun stuff.
Yeah, but, like, Majima is, like, yeah, hit dudes with a knife. Hit dudes with a bat. Hit dudes with like, gangster style breakdancing and stuff. Majima is so much more interesting. Like, that and his story, in my opinion, is more compelling than Kiryu's was. It's like,
Plus, he's got, like, a great karaoke song.
Yeah, he does. Oh, they both do, really. That's one thing that I regret I didn't do much when I played, was, like, do the karaoke. I only really did it when the game wanted me to. But yeah,
it's also when you're streaming, it makes it a bit harder to do
yeah.
that stuff.
But yeah, like like I was saying, like Majima's story is just way more interesting than Kiryu's, because Kiryu's like, oh, I'm being framed for murder. Alright, cool. What about Majima? Go out and like do a hit on this random like blind woman. Why does everyone want her dead? Like that's infinitely more interesting.
Oh yeah, very, very
like this. Yeah, it's like, why is this innocent blind woman so important to the Yakuza that they want her dead?
Yeah, it raises a lot of questions.
Yeah. So yeah, that's... Boy, we're like 20 minutes in, and like, that's everything that I've played. Boy, I talk a lot of bollocks, don't I?
I mean, you've had some interesting things to like raise, honestly.
Yeah.
I'll probably go through a little bit faster on my side.
Yeah.
I played Monster Hunter Rise, like always.
Of course you did.
But that's when shortly after we did our last recording is when the new update came out.
Oh, yeah, it did.
The surprise monster of... because they didn't show it in the trailer of Basil Geese, or however you pronounce it. I like to say Basil Geese.
Like, yeah, a lot of things say like Basil Geese and all that, but like every time I read it, my brain just goes Beetlejuice.
Or Bagel Goose.
Yeah.
And he's actually quite a little bit like harder. And they reworked his song as well.
Alright.
So it is fun. There's also the Apex monsters are now huntable like in single player or, in a normal field.
Alright.
Which were only huntable in the Rampage mode.
Okay.
You've also got, in the Rampage mode, you've got Apex, Rathalos, and Diablos.
The Rampage mode is the like tower defense style thing,
yes.
right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, still haven't picked up Rise yet, so...
Yes. And then you've got Camilos, and Teostra, and Kushala Daora as the Elder Dragons that have been added. With a new update should be coming out sometime in the next, 10, 12 days. End of the month.
Wow, updates are just coming out for that.
I mean, that's what Monster Hunter does. There's new update.
True, but like I could have sworn Worlds updates were a lot slower.
The first couple were fast, and then they just slowed it down a bit.
Yeah. Because like they were working on like Iceborne and whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
After Monster Hunter Rise, played some Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne for the... I don't think I can talk much about it yet because the embargo drops later, but I've done a preview piece for it.
Yeah, but
on the YouTube.
It
is challenging.
That is a weird thing. It's like, yeah, it's technically under embargo, but it's a game that came out on the PS2.
Yeah. Yeah, it is also very challenging. Like you said. Yeah. The old SMT games can be pretty challenging. One question, have you fought Matador yet? Not yet. I have not had a lot of chance to go through much, but yeah.
Don't forget your buffs.
I know. I remember you saying that. Do you need the buffs?
Yeah, you do.
It's scary how much you need the buffs already.
Yeah, the game just does not let up, like, right from the beginning.
Very quickly, it's like, hey, here's Fist, here's you.
How about my nuts to your fist style?
Exactly. The usual Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Nothing different with that, really. They got the nerfs and buffs come out, but...
Good old Hearthstone. Much. Good in massive quotation marks.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to just... It's a nothing game you can just play while, cooking or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how I mostly do it.
For you, maybe.
Yeah.
For me, as a crazy person who plays WoW, I gotta pay attention, like, the entire time.
Yeah, no. Wilds are fun. That's what I play Battlegrounds for, is just the, because it's very, it's completely random, so it's like, yeah, I'll just do this. Yeah. It's good, while I'm cooking fudge, I'll do some Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
With Jace, I recorded SpongeBob Krusty Cook-Off.
Man, that was a surprise release out of nowhere. How was the mobile game port?
It's not too bad. Not great, but like, you know, there's not a live system where you go in and you go, oh, hey, I need to wait to play it again. But
yeah,
I
need to wait. Yeah, I need to wait an hour until I get a certain amount of energy so I can start the. Oh god.
Yeah.
Mobile games.
But I don't think it's worth. I think it was like, it was a chunk of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad, but you're better off spending your time on something else.
Yeah, it just seems like a really weird addition to the Switch's library.
Yes, it does. But a new addition to the Switch library, new Pokemon Snap.
So how is the non-violent rail shooter?
It's pretty fun. Like, so I got it for Jace, so he, you know, something fun and neat for him to play.
Yeah.
So we took turns on my Switch. So like, you know, I played once, he played like going through rounds. So it is actually a good, like, you know, pass off and play kind of game. But there's the grinding aspect of it.
Yeah, I heard it's way
weird.
more grindy than like the previous one. There's like there's certain tiers of photos that you can get, and they come in different ranks.
So there is 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers of each Pokemon, and you get, you know, full points for each.
Yeah,
tier.
there's like bronze, silver, gold, and like diamond or whatever of each thing. So,
and
I thought the original Pokemon Snap was annoying.
Some of the requests that you get are very frame perfect. Excuse the pun. But like it is very like, you know, you have a very short like window of opportunity to take these photos kind of thing.
Oh, that just sounds obnoxious.
Yeah, like my brother was saying, there's one where you have to get Pidgeot flying away with Magikarp because it's going to go eat it. And like you have to actually get the photo of Magikarp, not of Pidgeot.
Oh, so you got to get the Magikarp in the center of the frame.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. But like the fact that there's different ranks to the fields is quite interesting. That's where the grinding aspect comes in. It's like, you know, you go to the first place and it acts one way, then you unlock the second tier of it, and that gives, you know, like, Pokemon act differently, or, you know, you get new Pokemon
different
in
Pokemon
there.
Entirely. That's at least kind of cool.
Yeah, I do like that. And you can go back to different ranks.
Yeah, like that was the original Pokemon Snap's like biggest flaw is like
once you play it once, that's it.
Yeah. Once you play it once, you've seen everything.
Yes. But like there is a lot happening in the game.
Yeah.
And it is very, very well animated.
Yeah, it is. Boy, I wish like a mainline Pokemon title would look like that.
Like, very pretty. Yeah, and that's what happens when Pokemon games get outsourced outside of Game Freak.
Yeah. Wah.
But like, overall, I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah,
minus, you know, the grinding aspect to it.
It seems like a good game for people that enjoyed the first Pokemon Snap.
It's also a good game for like just a very quiet, like just sit down and relax kind of game as well. Especially with that new, the Pixma photo printer.
Oh, yeah.
But that's all I've played for the past 3 weeks. I haven't had a lot of time since I started a new job. Yeah, but fun. Moving on, before the news, we're going to do our Patreon plug. So $1 a month on our Patreon, where you get to access the podcast 2 to 3 days early. This any money that goes on the podcast goes to supporting the website, paying our writers, and keeping everything running. So please keep us running, you know. And then if we get to $100 a month, the podcast will become a weekly show. Which, you know, it will probably just be you and me mostly.
Yeah, please. I'd love to talk bollocks every week.
I mean, we have fun with it. But yes, I think also if you go to... Let me actually double check. I think there's a $3 rank where you get a monthly podcast early as well.
Oh, right.
Patreon Switchaboo. Let me double check. Because, yeah, there's a couple different tiers which have different rewards, obviously.
Wonder what the next month's Patreon
so that is it is $1 US, so it's $1.50 Australian, and then I think it is $3 US, so it'd be $4.50 Australian for the monthly episodes a week early, which
conversion rates.
Yes, and then for $7 Australian, you get shout outs and vote on the opinion pipe pieces, which I don't think we've done for a while. I don't know. I haven't written mine in a bit. And then further on, you get sponsorships in our podcast and in our articles. So if you want to get sponsorships, it is actually pretty cheap, like $30 a month. You can get a sponsorship every podcast, I think. So if you have anything to sell, feel free to join our Patreon. So moving on to the news, we're going to do what we did last time, where we're going to, take turns. I'll start off with Furukawa wants to pursue animation beyond the upcoming Mario movie.
Oh boy! This could mean like one of two things, depending on how well the Mario movie actually does.
Yes. Now I remember the Mario movie is done by was it Illumination?
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you are, someone who is into like the animation scene,
like they're not terrible.
Yeah, like they're not bad. It's just Illumination is really good at just doing, lowest common denominator kind of animation. Like it looks pretty. That's all that really matters.
It'd be interesting if, we got something like DreamWorks doing it, but who knows, maybe we won't get just Illumination on Nintendo products.
Maybe, but you know how Nintendo is like. They usually stick to one partner. I
guess it depends how the Mario movie goes, really.
Yeah, boy, that does come out next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they shown out like renders?
I don't think I've seen anything from it.
No, yeah, because
all
I've really heard.
E3, but
yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Because all I've really heard, like in the past couple of years, is like, "Hey, it's happening."
Exactly, that's what I've heard.
Yeah,
and that they want to do more animation movies.
Yeah. So, what Nintendo titles would actually be really good for movies? Like Zelda is the most obvious one. Like a Zelda movie would actually be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It is generic fantasy, so it's like it's the one that'll like sell the easiest.
Yeah.
Like
you could actually do Metroid as well. Space fantasy.
Metroid would be pretty good. What about Kirby?
Kirby does have some really interesting lore as well.
Yeah, if you actually look into the lore, Kirby is insane. Yeah. It's all about like cosmic horror and stuff.
It is very, very interesting.
So
the lore of Kirby.
So like a movie about that would be really weird because like it would be marketed as like, hey kids, watch this cute pink puffball eat some food with his friends, and then just like
Cthulhu
then, like,
appears out of nowhere,
like
basically.
elder gods from like the furthest reaches of the stars like devour universes and shit. Like goddamn.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they go with it though. Obviously, you don't expect Pokemon. Because that's Pokemon's thing. The Pokemon company do that. And they have a lot of animated movies already.
Yeah. The thing is, are they going to do like another movie like Detective Pikachu?
It did sell really well.
It did. I still need to actually watch that.
Isn't there more of the game?
Or
was that the whole movie? Like, was the whole movie just the whole series of the game?
I don't know.
I remember the game was meant to release in 5 parts.
Yeah, I haven't actually played Detective Pikachu because I think that came out like near the end of the 3DS life cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was and I think only the first part released in English.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, moving on.
Yeah. Alright, my turn. Tomohiko Hirono, producer of Neo Twoei, or Neo The World Ends With You, if you don't know what Twoei is, hopes the series will become a mainstay like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. So,
that's why I left this one for you.
Yeah. So, let's hope it, does... Like, as someone who is a fan of Kingdom Hearts, let's hope it doesn't end up like Kingdom Hearts. Because, the last thing I want is The World Ends With You to get, like, too crazy and obnoxious with its story.
Oh my god. Kingdom Hearts is just...
Like, I love Kingdom Hearts to death, but it is a hard sell.
It is.
Like, it is such a hard sell. Like, for the longest time, I was like, oh, yeah, I can kind of understand why people don't really get the story, because, like, it's a lot of games on different consoles. It's a lot to, keep up with. And then Dream Drop Distance happened and introduced time travel. I'm like, nah, brain's gone.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh.
Like, wasn't it, like, Organization 13 got replaced with just 13 of the villain?
Yeah, like, the main... Well, that's... God, it's... Yeah, that was the main villain's whole plan in the first place, is to get 13 copies of himself. That's what the original 13 was supposed to be, but most of them died. And didn't work, so replaced them with other ones, and just...
Yeah.
Like, it is... Like, Kingdom Hearts now is so insane that, Tetsuya Nomura, like, he's trying to make the next game just straight up his original vision for Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Oh my god.
Like, the super...
Oh yeah, that's right. Wasn't it like the in-game game?
Dude. The super secret final boss at the end of the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, spoilers by the way, is like one to one, like, looks exactly like his original version of Noctis.
Oh my god.
And, like, the cutscene that shows up when you beat him is a shot-for-shot remake of the original trailer for Versus 13.
Oh my god.
Like, he is so mad he didn't get to make that game. He is so butthurt about it. So yeah, anyway, let's hope that The World Ends With You doesn't end up like that. But yeah, I hope The World Ends With You actually, well, Neo The World Ends With You actually, like, picks up, because, like, the original game was, like, story-wise, really good. It was really good.
There's an animated version of it.
Yeah, it's just, like, it kind of was forced to implement, like, dual screen gameplay, and it was just obnoxious to play.
And then it's really hard to play the non-dual screen gameplay versions.
Yeah, because, like, they mess up the gameplay in some way that makes it somehow even worse to play. It's like, how do you do that? But yeah, like, I hope this is good. I really do.
Let's see how it goes, and then maybe it will be a mainstay. You can't go wrong with more RPGs.
Yeah.
So, the third party...
It's called turn-based for a reason.
Yes. Yes. Not action RPGs, turn-based RPGs. So, the third-party controller manufacturer, Power A, is making a Waluigi-themed controller.
I'm looking at it right... Oh, my dogs. I'm looking at it right now. I don't, like, it's kind of ugly, but I love it.
So it's Waluigi.
Yeah, like, I'm one of those people that really like Waluigi because, like, he's kind of the underdog in the Mario franchise. He's the character that doesn't get to do anything.
He's the character that Nintendo hates.
Yeah, because he wasn't made by Nintendo, he was made by Camelot. So, like, like that, and I'm just a huge fan of the color purple.
Yeah.
But, like, the buttons and the sticks are yellow, which is, like, a hard contrast to the purple. It's, like, Waluigi in, like, huge bold letters, like, across most of the controller. Like, not even, like, straight across the top. It's, like, curving, like, it starts from, like, the center of the controller and curves down, like, past the shoulder buttons and down to, like, the grip.
It is a very Waluigi controller.
It's crazy. Not sure in a good way, though.
Yeah.
Its design is kind of all over the place. I still kind of want it, though.
Of course you do.
So, hey, look at this monstrosity. I love it.
Well, moving on, we've got... you're up.
Alright. As a result of information being made public due to the Epic versus Apple court case, which is hilarious, by the way, a document...
Oh, yes.
A document included Samus Aran being featured in Fortnite. So, I heard about this, and I'm not sure if it's, like, confirmed thing, or, like, a mock-up that they did, that, like, they proposed to Nintendo. So I don't know if it's, confirmed in the future that Samus will show up in Fortnite and, floss and dab and stuff. Okay,
all
the cool kids do
good
these days.
to Fortnite, like, it has its own crowd, obviously. But, like, Fortnite frustrates me because of Disney. And the fact that they announced Palpatine returning in Episode 9 in Fortnite.
Oh, right, yeah. Like, this part of, the part of the Star Wars, like, lore.
Like, the title crawl
part of Star
talks
Wars lore
about what happens in Fortnite.
Oh my god, I love it and hate it at the same time.
Like, oh my god, that one just...
Oh, that's great. Oh. But yeah, like, there have been characters, like, that show up in Fortnite that just hurts my soul.
Mm-hmm.
like...
Didn't Ryu show up in it and looks really bad? Because he's not, like,
Ryu,
buff?
Yeah, Ryu showed up. Like, I think, like, the memes were more, like, the official artwork from, the guy who does the artwork for Street Fighter had Ryu, like, thumbs up, like, huge smile on his face. It's like, that's not Ryu. That's not Ryu. But, like, one thing, the one inclusion that hurted me... hurted? I can speak English. Yeah, I can speak English. Yeah, the one inclusion that hurt me the most is Master Chief.
Yeah.
As someone who loves... I'm not super huge into Halo like a lot of people. I'm not one of those people that read the books, but I played the games. I enjoyed them. They were fun. Master Chief is cool. And I'm someone who really enjoyed Rooster Teeth back in the day. So seeing the advertisement of Master Chief in Fortnite being Griff and Simmons from Red vs. Blue talking to Ninja in Fortnite made me want to die.
Oh, God.
I felt so old. Just hearing Jeff Ramsey as Griff going, Simmons, don't you know who that is? That's Ninja from Fortnite. It's like, why?
That hurt your soul?
That hurt me. That's one of the biggest soul ouchies I think I have had in a long time. That hurt.
I don't know, that thing I posted the other day where the GameCube like era of like games like and like consoles, so the PS2, GameCube and Xbox are now officially retro at 20 years old.
And I followed up with saying that the 360 is considered retro in 4 years by that account.
Yeah. That hurt. A lot.
Oh, we are so old.
Oh, that one hurt.
Oh, dude, this week sucks for me when it comes to, like, just realizing how old I am. Because, like, it was my birthday the other day. I turned 28. I'm nearly 30.
Yeah, 30 is creeping up fast.
Oh, God.
Excuse our existential crisis while we move on to the next piece. And so IGN has published 12 minutes of Baldu footage. Now, this is the game that looks like
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Because, like, I'm reading
Baldu.
it and I read it as Baldo.
I see Baldo.
Baldo. See, like, yeah, my brain just autocorrects that to Baldo, and it's like, that doesn't sound like a good name.
I mean, Baldo could be a pronunciation as well, but it's the game that looks like Miyazaki.
I hope it's pronounced Baldo.
It's the stab at you, Baldo.
So it kind of looks like a Miyazaki thing.
So if you're interested, look it up.
So what kind of game is it?
I think it's an RPG, action RPG.
All right.
Alex is very excited about it.
Yeah.
He called dibs like instantly.
Yeah, this would be one of the times where, like, we need him on the podcast to tell us what's going on with this.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's probably way more into it than we are.
Yeah, this is literally the first time I'm hearing about this game.
But for something I'm more interested in, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 launches on Switch June 25th.
It sure does.
It'd be interesting to see how this looks.
Yeah, because
they just released the Xbox Series X version and the PS5 version as well.
Yeah, and the original version's on PS4 and X.
Xbone.
Xbone. Why does Xbox name their consoles like that? Anyway, they were already really good looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
The main difference is you get to play it on the go. So, if you want to play it on public transport, which
probably that's
not the
good.
best idea.
Let's hope the handheld mode runs at a stable frame rate.
Yes. I mean, we've seen what the Switch can do with Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah. Like that.
But
that
that's
game
probably
is magic.
the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Moving on. Would you like to do the next thing?
Yeah, okay. Microsoft thought that Nintendo were going to release Breath of the Wild 2, Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, and Shin Megami Tensei 5 in late 2020. Well,
I can only see two things that Nintendo have control over, with its Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, and, that was... On Microsoft's end, that's kind of dumb to think, because, 2020 being the absolute dumpster fire that it was.
Yeah.
Of course they were all going to be pushed back. So that was...
Also, Bayonetta 3 is how long since we've heard news about it now?
I saw the update the other day. 1,263 days as of recording.
So, yes.
Gotta mention it every time I'm on this podcast.
And SMT5 is coming out soon, and I think we had a release date for that at the end of last year, somewhere around that point.
I think so, yeah.
That is a game that took a long time to get a release date, though.
Yeah, because it was announced when, the Switch was announced.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jeez.
But yeah, I didn't expect Breath of the Wild 2 until the 35th Zelda anniversary anyway.
Yeah.
Which was this year. So
and
we'll find out at E3.
Yeah, and Metroid Prime 4, that's just, an unfortunate case of having to restart development.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That probably would have come out last year if it didn't have to restart development. So moving on, we've got Game Builder Garage releases on June 11th. Now, if you don't know anything about this game, it is a build-a-game game.
It is a creation tool, kind of like PlayStation's Dreams?
Yes, or what was the other one? The RPG one on the 3DS.
RPG Maker.
Was that what they had on the 3DS?
RPG Maker has like a lot of renditions. There's multiple versions on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like there's DS ones, 3DS ones, PC ones. There's a whole bunch. But yeah, like this is cool because like it's presented in such a like easy to understand like child friendly way that like it can I can totally see like young kids getting into like programming.
Exactly. It is a programming light basically, and it's a good way to introduce young kids into programming and that like problem solving aspect of it.
Because I have done a little bit of stuff with Unity back in the day when I studied for like a game design course. Also, heads up, don't take those courses; they're scams.
Yes, they are scams.
They are massive scams. Yeah,
unless you go to an actual reputable, like source, those ones are scams.
Yeah, but like I did mess around with Unity and all that, and a lot of the UI for this game looks like a more user friendly version of Unity's UI, which I kind of love.
It is really
that was the biggest hurdle, is like learning a game creation program from scratch.
Yeah, Unity is a bit awkward to learn from scratch.
Like, yeah, it's Unity is like a program that is like one of the like most user friendly, but there's still like quite a hurdle,
especially if you're doing it as online course.
Yeah,
with no one to help you, and your people don't get back to you.
Yeah, boy, like speaking from experience.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's like I like to see a kind of stepping stone up to that kind of game creation.
Exactly.
And stuff. I'd like to see that. I am very interested to see what will come out of Game Builder Garage.
It's like Super Mario Maker, but more expensive.
Yeah, but for games in general.
Yeah, so like if you enjoyed Super Mario Maker, it's probably a good one to like jump on. So next up, it's you up next.
All right. What do we got? Nintendo has 22 published Switch games that have sold over 1 million units. And my dogs are going nuts in the background.
Hopefully that doesn't buy them on the Switch.
Yeah, sure is. And surprise, they're all first party.
That's why because it's Nintendo published games.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm dumb. Me no read.
Yeah. 22 published games from Nintendo have sold over 1 million, which would include the Pokemon games.
So yeah, I'm gonna list these out. So like going from lowest selling to highest selling, you have Mario Kart Live, the game that I forgot existed.
That sold over 1 million copies?
Yeah, somehow. So there are over 1 million homes with that remote-controlled car. So yeah, there was Mario Kart Live, Xenoblade Chronicles, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, that was, outside of Japan, Paper Mario the Origami King, Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. Really? Alright. That's
it's
surprising to me. It's
a pretty good party game.
Yeah, but it's like chess and checkers.
Yeah, I didn't expect that many sales.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to sell. Next up we got Zelda Link's Awakening at 5.49 million. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, 5.5 million. Mario Maker 2, 7.1 million. Super Mario 3D All-Stars at 9 million. Boy, having that be a limited sale really helped its sales. Thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah.
God. Luigi's Mansion 3 at 9.5 million. Ring Fit Adventure at 10 million units sold. That's impressive for a fitness game. That is impressive for a fitness game. No wonder I can't find a copy. Then we got a new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at 10.4 million. Splatoon 2, 12.2 million. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee at 13.2 million. Super Mario Party at 14.7 million. Mario Odyssey at 20.8 million. Pokemon Sword and Shield at 21 million. Breath of the Wild at 22 million. Smash Ultimate at position number 3, 23.8 million. Animal Crossing New Horizons at 2 with 32.6 million. And as we discussed last podcast, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at the top, number 1, 35.3 million. That's a lot of sales, dude.
That is a lot of sales.
But yeah, like the most surprising out of these is, Clubhouse Games and Ring Fit. Ring Fit just sold 10 million copies. Wow.
So just counting as you're going through 6 of those were remakes.
Yeah.
And I think 5 of them were Wii U re-releases.
Yeah, the very unfortunate thing about the Switch is most of the games on it are just ports of the Wii U.
To be fair, the Wii U did not sell well.
No, it didn't. And I'm glad people can play those games outside of needing to buy a Wii U, but
as someone who brought a Wii U,
yeah, as someone who bought a Wii U, it's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it does hurt.
Yeah.
But talking about sales, the Switch is now Nintendo's 4th best-selling console at 84.59 million units, which has currently outsold the Game Boy Advance. And as of March 2021, it is the 8th best-selling console of all time. And it's only 2.81 million units shy of overtaking the PS3.
And we all know the PS3 had no games.
Yeah. Yeah.
PS3 has no games. Oh, God. I miss those memes. But, this is impressive. Yes.
Very
This is pretty impressive.
As we were just talking about, the Wii U failed hard onto the Switch. And it's just dominating.
Yeah, so the other consoles that it has to beat, next is the GS with 154 million units. Which is, that's quite a lot. The DS sold a lot, but
yeah,
boy,
wasn't there also the Wii, or did it surpass the Wii?
Let's see, performing. Oh, I'm reading this backwards. I'm dumb. Yeah, the Wii is actually next with 100 million, and then the Game Boy, and then the DS. I was like, wait, the Wii sold more than the DS? Oh no, that makes sense.
No, the DS is the 2nd highest console of all time selling.
Yeah. Isn't the PS2 the highest selling console?
PS2.
Yeah.
I think the DS just missed it.
Yeah.
But then again, the PS2 was on sale for
a
9 years.
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah. If we get the Super Switch, this will probably jump up. Because a lot of people who already own a Switch will be like, yes, I want a more powerful one.
Hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
It would.
That's an interesting thing next. Would you like to take this one?
Alright, so the original Animal Crossing for Nintendo GameCube was inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame.
Is it the GameCube one or the 64 one? I know it's the same one, but one's...
Oh, that's right, that was the 64 one. So it just says
because the first one in the West is the GameCube one, but it's
I'm reading here. It just says first Animal Crossing, so I assumed it was the game.
I mean, it is the same game. It's just one's English, one's Japanese.
Let's see. During an online ceremony today, strong national. For the 2021 World Video Game Hall of Fame, it just says Animal Crossing, so I'm guessing it's the GameCube one.
Either or, it's the same thing.
Alongside Microsoft Flight Simulator, StarCraft, and Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Not what I expected.
Awesome.
But this is something I did expect. That Nintendo reports its digital sales are up by 68.5%.
Yeah. Sure is.
Which I kind of hope they factor that in with the Super Switch
Yeah.
And give a larger, memory in the console.
Yeah, larger hard drive. Because, oh boy,
it hurts.
It's like, it hurts having to buy really expensive micro SDs to fit in the thing just so you can play more than 2 games on it.
Yeah. That's where physical games do come in advantage.
Yeah,
because you don't have to install them like you do on the Xbox and the PlayStations.
Yeah. But as we've seen from how crazy last year was, and still kind of this year a bit, there will be a time and place for digital sales, and we kind of need consoles to have larger hard drives, because we're getting to the point where games are starting to be like 200 gigs.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Call of Duty.
It's always Call of Duty. It's always Call of Duty.
Like I installed Borderlands 3 on my PC the other day, like to test out a mod that I found, and I believe I talked about the mod like a few podcasts ago.
Yeah, I think you did.
But when I went to install it, like alongside all of the DLC and all that, it was 138 gigs. Like, are you insane?
Damn.
Are you insane? It's that big.
And on Australian servers, that takes forever.
Yeah, it does. It's like Borderlands 3, like file size wise, is like 11 times bigger than Borderlands 2. So yeah, please, if we ever get like, an updated, stronger version of the Switch, give us more hard drive space, please.
Please. Now, our next thing on the ticket is very interesting.
Yeah. It is. Let's say, it's related to a previous story. Yeah, to the movie thing. Illumination CEO Chris Meledandri, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, becomes outside director of Nintendo.
Yes.
That's interesting. I straight up missed this. Okay.
So did I. I did not hear about this until I just saw it on the thing. I was like, okay. So it's going into effect on June 29th from the looks of it. So looking at what they've commented. So Nintendo have said he will appropriately supervise our company's management from an objective perspective while providing valuable advice to our organization based on his board experience and insight gained as a leader in the field of entertainment. They also mentioned, we believe that the addition of Mr.
Meledandri, yeah,
will help ensure our balance and diversity, including global perspective, knowledge, and experience, further enhancing the effectiveness of our board of directors.
Wow, that's a lot of business talk for saying, like, hey, he got this job.
So yes, so he's basically he's on the board of directors, but like from the outside of the company.
Yeah.
Interesting, though. Not something I'd expect to happen.
Yeah, that is a interesting thing to just learn about right now.
Yes. I also just learned about from an ad on that page that there's Oreo Cheerios.
All right. Nice aside.
I mean, that's interesting. Churros that are Oreo based. I think they're ice cream.
Huh. Well, that got off topic real quick.
It was on the page. But to get it back on topic...
It was on the news site. We gotta report the news.
Exactly. It was on the news. The former Retro Studio developers has believes that Metroid Prime Trilogy will be hard and can't see it happening on the Switch.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's got that... it's got the motion control aspect of it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes. So they'd kind of have to change it completely because you wouldn't be able to release it on the Switch Lite.
Yeah, yeah.
So probably the last time we will ever get that is on the Wii U.
Yeah, I'm seeing here, Michael Wicken said the following when one fan mentioned wanting to play Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Switch. That would take a lot of effort, so I'm pretty skeptical it would happen. I was straightforward to update Metroid Prime 1 and 2 to motion controls, but converting Metroid Prime 3 to normal controls would be a Herculean effort, as it is scripted very specifically using volumetric triggers to detect the motion in precise manners to do specific switches, and the bosses are tuned to take into account the ease of gestural aiming.
Exactly. It's going to be a difficult one.
Yeah, that sounds pretty difficult.
You'd have to completely remake it.
Yeah, like
remake from the ground
it.
up.
Yeah, ground up, yeah.
Which means it won't be coming anytime soon if they ever do it.
Yeah.
But after that, we have HAL Laboratory has started planning the next phase of Kirby games.
Hey, more Kirby.
More Cosmic Horror.
Yeah, more Cosmic Horror, yeah. More Cosmic Horror dressed as a kid's game.
Like, you go on that start menu of each, like, when you enter a boss fight, and you get some really interesting, lore. Kirby is very dark.
Yeah, Kirby's kind of ridiculous. But, yeah, this is, it is good to see that Kirby is still going.
Kirby's fun.
Kirby is fun. It's, it's a little hard to, talk more about Kirby, because, you describe Kirby, what's Kirby like? It's fun.
Yeah, Kirby is just good fun.
Yeah. They're not the most challenging games in the world, but they're just, just a fun time.
Exactly.
They are just a fun time.
Would you like to do the last two on our docket?
Alright, what do we got? Someone has entitled these, so I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah, I was just quickly doing it.
Yeah. Alright, Dragon Quest 35th Anniversary stream to reveal upcoming lineup on the May 27th.
So coming up next week, basically, in 10 days.
So yeah, 10 days of recording, so yeah.
We'll get more Dragon Quest information based on their 35th anniversary. So maybe, another game comes out.
Boy, I wish I liked Dragon Quest.
They get a lot. Dragon Quest gets a lot of love.
Yeah, it's a shame I don't like it. I find Dragon Quest too basic.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it. But hey, a lot of people love Dragon Quest. So, that's good for them. Just like what I'll say when Hero joined Smash. Good for Dragon Quest fans.
I still remember when Minecraft Steve got announced.
That reveal stream was fun. Man, what if it was
Minecraft
Steve and seconds later it's Steve? It's like, I said that as a joke.
You're just like, it's Steve. Oh god, it actually is.
That was fun. That was fun.
Just the look of horror that waved over. And it broke Twitter.
It sure did. Hey, at least it's a fun inclusion.
Yes.
Let's face it, as dumb as Steve in Smash is, he's a fun character to play as.
Very interestingly made as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And our last piece on the news docket today.
Alright, we have several new Steamworld games are in the works.
Steamworld is an actually quite fun series.
The Steamworld games started on the 3DS, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Steamworld Dig.
Yeah, I heard good things about it. I never got around to actually playing those games, unfortunately.
Then you've got, I think it's Steamworld Heist. Yeah, Heist, where it's like a turn-based, 2D XCOM kind of game.
Ooh.
So it's not like 3D,
now you have my attention.
It's a flat screen, scroller, one. Yeah. It's actually quite neat. You take your turns, you move them, you aim, shoot, and you go back undercover.
Anytime someone mentions XCOM, that grabs my attention.
Yeah, XCOM and RPGs. Unless it's Rayman, the Rabbids.
Why does
Just
that
because
game
of the
exist?
Rabbids. Just
Why
because
does
of the Rabbids.
Why does that game exist?
Why did it take over Rayman?
It is the weirdest thing ever. It is still the weirdest concept to me. Let's have Super Mario crossover with the raving rabbits instead of having it be a platformer or some kind of minigame collection like both franchises are known for. Let's make it an XCOM clone. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It was a very weird decision to go.
Princess Peach with a shotgun.
Yeah, it was a very weird angle for that franchise to go.
That's the weirdest thing ever.
So, moving on to the Indie Roundup. These are a few games that we'd like to highlight that, you might not know is coming out. First up, we've got Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Dry Twice. It'll be releasing... So, by the time this is out, it'll already be released on the 18th of the 5th. So, for us, it's tomorrow.
I can't believe this actually got a sequel. Not gonna lie, dude.
I didn't realize they were still making Leisure Suit Larry games.
Oh, yeah, because the previous one, Wet Dreams Don't Dry, I believe was actually kickstarted. It was, trying to see if people still were these
interested
kinds of
in
games.
it, yeah.
And, yeah, apparently it did well enough to get a sequel.
Well, if you're interested in it, it'll be out on your eShop by the time you hear this. And then we also have Knockout City coming out on the 21st of the 5th. Now, this was in the actual
game.
Direct. That's the dodgeball game.
That game that everyone hated the trailer for.
The game that had a more interesting premise in the trailer than the actual gameplay.
Oh my god.
A drawn-together type video game?
That would have been so cool. It would have been so cool to have, drawn-together inspired video game where, characters from different genres work together to do, I don't know, whatever. But no. It's dodgeball.
It was very misleading, that trailer.
Characters. It was super misleading. I'm sure the game is fine, but boy, they messed up that trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was an interesting one, to say the least. But moving on, we have Crying Suns on the 27th of the 5th. Now, this was a roguelite, based in space, from memory.
What is Crying Suns? Apparently it's already on Steam.
Isn't that where all of the Nindies are coming from at this point?
Yeah, pretty much. It's I went to Google what this was because I'd never heard it, and it's hey, it's 55% off on Steam already.
Well, so, there we go.
Hey, when this comes out, it's there.
Oh, it's published by Humble Bundle.
Oh yeah, Humble Games. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a tactical roguelite that puts you in the role of a space fleet commander as you explore a mysterious fallen empire.
Yeah, I see, hexagon grid and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, very tactics based, yeah.
Yes.
I could see this possibly getting... if this does well and there's somehow, a lot of money behind it, I could probably see, this game somehow being remade into, a tabletop game.
Oh, yeah. Very easily. Especially with hex-based mechanics. Yeah. So, heading on to our Patreon questions. These are where we get questions from our Discord server, our Twitch... Not on Twitch, this is where I got the questions from because we didn't have any questions. From our Twitter, from Facebook. We put out... you can head out, get a question answered. We also get questions from Patreons, who will always have priority when we answer them. But because I had no questions, I just went out on a Twitch channel that I was watching at the time and got a couple questions.
We kind of dropped the ball on that.
Yeah. I thought there was a question prepared, but I just went, okay, I'm going to have to quickly grab some questions. So, Snow Greyish on Twitch, their question is, what are the first game people grab after getting a Nintendo Switch and why?
I believe the first game that I got was Mario Odyssey for very obvious reasons.
My first game was Breath of the Wild because I got it on release day.
Yeah.
Your general person, first game will always be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because that comes packaged with the Switch.
Yeah.
Most people also Animal Crossing now, as we saw. It's incredibly high sales.
Sure.
But now, I don't know. I guess you got your generic, Nintendo games that people get. They're solid games, and you can only get them on the Switch, which is why people grab them. Other than that, I can't really think of much. But I would say definitely worth looking at some of these Nindies as well.
Yeah.
So Mario Odyssey is also very good game to start with. Like you said, that's what you started with.
Yeah. I got my Switch a little bit later in life because, like, when it first came out, I was in a way, close
you didn't have an income.
I was close to homelessness. That was not fun.
No.
I think the Switch is like literally the first thing I brought with my income.
And then you got one for your friend as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had the income in the first place.
Yeah, was it like, he helped you through it a lot as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then, was it like, me and someone else was like, hey, have you thought about going on that pay?
Yeah, it was... That was a very interesting time in my life, and it sucked back then, but I'm glad that it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we also have Divine Pine on Twitch.
Hey, Pine. We'll see you soon.
Someone that we both know.
She's in our D&D group.
Yeah, just had some fun. So why would you port such large games such as Skyrim and Warframe to the Nintendo Switch?
Money.
That is the main reason, but like when the games just barely struggle to like
work, like I think the most baffling Switch port I've seen is Witcher 3.
Yes.
Like, yeah, Witcher 3 did really well, but like, how do you look at the Switch and it's like, oh yeah, we can shove that game in there?
I mean, they
can make it work. Yeah, somehow they did.
But with Warframe, it being an online game that you can only play online,
yeah,
you're not going to be playing it on the go much.
Nah.
So like that's something I probably wouldn't have thought was worth porting.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see the numbers from the company themselves that play.
Yeah, seeing Warframe be ported to the Switch is like about as weird as seeing Final Fantasy XIV being ported to the Switch.
Yeah.
Now that would be something.
I'd probably play it if it was.
Hey, it currently has a free trial all the way up to level 60, up to the Heavensward expansion.
Have you played it?
I have played it, but yeah, the only reason I know that is because it's Final Fantasy XIV's player base's only joke. I am so sick of hearing that every time Final Fantasy starts trending. Oh god.
Yeah, I should actually open up our next segment. But yes, obviously the main reason is money.
Yeah. Money is the most obvious reason.
But
the second reason probably just to see if you can.
That's where I think the Super Switch, when that comes out eventually, that will help with a lot of these bigger games. At least hopefully.
Yeah.
I gotta scroll all the way down to the bottom. There we go. So this is my last one that I have had prepared in advance. As we head on to everyone's favourite segment, but Jake's, Name That Game.
Hey, the segment is doing so well, Nintendo stole it for their YouTube channel.
In a very weird way as well. Like that was a very weird. It was like, just say 5 words and guess the game. But ours doesn't work like Nintendo's one. Ours is that you get 10 hints, 5 guesses, 2 between 1 to 5, 2 between 6 to 9, and 1 after 10. It is a little bit more complicated.
It's an overly complicated version of 20 questions.
Basically.
Alex, please simplify it.
2 lifelines you also get, which is the Switchaboo lifeline, then the yes-no question. Either can be traded for an extra guess, but the yes-no question has to be before the lifeline for reasons.
Like I said, a bit too overcomplicated.
That's purely because of episode 1. So, are you ready to start?
Oh, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
So, our first clue, it was developed in the Unity engine, as we were, talking about earlier.
Alright, Unity game. That rounds it down to a couple thousand games.
It does. It is a single or multiplayer game. So, like, the whole game can be done in single and multiplayer.
Huh.
Well, most of the game can be done single.
Yeah.
It's mostly designed as a multiplayer game. Moving on to the third hint, it is a puzzle game.
A puzzle game made in Unity that's multiplayer but can also be played in single player.
Correct. Would you like me to move on to the next clue?
Yes, please.
So it was originally prototyped in Adobe Flash. Rest in peace.
Oh, that sounds familiar. That sounds like something I've heard.
I'll give you the last, the 5th clues before you get the 2 guesses. It was rated 80% on Metacritic.
80. Boy, I wish my dogs would shut up.
So it's not a bad Unity game. It is a good Unity game. That was prototyped in Flash.
Prototyped
and it's a puzzle game.
I don't know. It sounds like something I've heard before, which is like the most annoying thing.
So the second half of clues, especially 10, is a lot easier to guess.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you hear something, you'll be like, I got it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So the first 5 are usually vague.
Yeah, usually pretty vague. Because when you said Flash, I'm like, is it Binding of Isaac? It's like, no, that's not a puzzle game, but it was, a Flash game originally.
Good game, by the way.
Puzzle game that was in Flash. Oh, I'm blanking. I got nothing.
Do you want to?
I got nothing, unfortunately.
Throw the guesses away.
Yeah, throw them away. I can't.
Okay. So it received several nominations for the best Switch game of 2017.
2017 Switch game that came out 2017 puzzle game.
So this was the first year of the Switch.
Nah, unfortunately that doesn't help me.
Okay, it was marketed more as a multiplayer game than a single player game. Like, all marketing showed it off as a multiplayer.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. No, that doesn't help.
Has an expansion DLC pack, which coincided with the physical release of the game.
That raises even more questions. I'm even more lost after that one.
I'll do 9.
Oh, no.
The DLC has an 84% on Metacritic.
Yeah, I have no clue.
So don't forget you also have your 2 lifelines.
Yeah, I'm gonna need him. I'm super
So
gonna
you have
need
your
him.
yes and no question, and the Switchaboo lifeline, I'm just gonna have to make up a clue on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go with the Switchaboo lifeline, because I honestly can't think of a yes or no question that will help me in this situation.
Well, that just gives away the entire
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, like, you gotta make it kind of vague.
It was developed by SFB Games, published by Nintendo, and supports 1 to 4 players.
I don't even know who SFB is. This is the hardest one yet.
It was published by Nintendo as well.
Yeah, published, but I have no idea who that is. I legit have no clue.
Okay, I'll give you the last clue, and I'll give you like 3 guesses afterwards. The last clue is probably a strong giveaway. The release date is the 3rd of March 2017. So it was a launch title.
Nah. Nah. I have no clue. Brain empty. Thoughts none.
Do you want to do a yes/no question, or you give up?
Oh, God. If it was prototyped in Flash, does that mean it was hosted on Newgrounds at some point before it got turned into a real game?
So let me have a look.
Because a lot of Flash games that turned into like huge games usually get, hosted on Newgrounds before it.
I don't think so, from the looks of it. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, games like what's it called?
No,
like
someone's just doing an art piece on Newgrounds.
Nah.
Yeah, there's only art pieces on Newgrounds, which has some questionable art pieces as well.
Of course, because it is Newgrounds.
Yeah,
but like there's some huge indie games that like started off as Flash games on Newgrounds that became.
So it was not on Newgrounds. So they prototyped it and showed it to Nintendo as the prototype on Flash, and then they developed it in Unity.
Okay. Yeah, I have absolutely no clue what this is.
So
and
you
people
give up?
Are probably screaming at me. Yeah, I give up. I have no clue.
Snipperclips.
I completely forgot that game existed. I completely forgot that game existed. Like, we played it together.
Yes, we did.
Oh my god. Oh, yes, I forgot Snipperclips was a thing. Oh my god, I feel so stupid. Like, I've played it, for God's sake, and I didn't even know what it was.
I thought the fact that it was a release title would have like been a good giveaway.
For me, no.
Because it was a very small title of games on release day.
Yeah, but I've forgotten all of them.
I know. To be fair though, I had this planned with Alex playing.
Yeah.
He'll probably sit through the audio and be like, "Oh, come on!"
I'm sorry, I don't play the Switch as much as everyone else.
But yeah, like, that was one of the release titles.
Oh, I feel so dumb. Well, that's my
So that
first
is my
loss,
last name the game that I have in my back catalogue.
Oh.
But yes, I had that one planned to have Alex on the podcast to do it with, so like, you had someone to help you.
Yeah. But yeah, poor bastard has a throat infection, so he couldn't join us. Poor guy.
So, Jake, is there anything you'd like to plug? You don't have to plug yourself, you can plug anything you'd like.
Man, thinking back at the last time, I was such an ass talking about that. I was such an arsehole. But nah, I won't bother.
Nah,
So
all
I,
good.
I want to, I want to try and be professional. Don't want, I don't want every,
Every podcast.
introduction. Yeah, I don't want every introduction of me be like, hey, check out my things. It's all about me.
I mean, you can at least do your Twitter, where people can follow you.
Yeah, but nah.
For a lot of VTuber posts.
Not even that. It's more just like dumb things that I find. Like the occasional VTuber post.
You just put that all in the Discord, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Alex, please cut out this garbage.
It's going to be staying in now that you've said that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Because you said that, it's staying in.
I'm tempting fate.
Yes. But speaking of Discord, you can find ours pinned on our Twitter page, which is at Switchaboo News. You can also find us on Facebook /Switchaboo, at Instagram at Switchaboo, and Patreon /Switchaboo, where you can donate and give us money, please. So we can hijack this every week.
One day Alex will show up again.
Maybe. Depends how his new place goes.
Yeah.
Either way, with that is the end of the episode 9 of the Switchaboo podcast. I have been your host, Nathan Rudge, and my co-host, Jake Mounsey.
Yo.
And this is us signing off. Have a good day.
See ya.